Hello, everyone, and welcome to the wine review. I'm Ryan, a wine guy. Sorry about the shirt. I didn't even think of changing. Um, so I'm in my undershirt. Um, I'm bringing you a white wine tonight. A Dry Creek Vineyard Fume Blanc, also known as Sauvignon Blanc. It technically is a Sauvignon Blanc. It is made from Sauvignon Blanc grapes. Um, it's pronounced a Fume Blanc. Um, in my wine app, um, Favino, someone wrote down that Fume Blanc is the name given to Sauvignon Blanc that is aged in oak. They are wrong. They are lying. They are lying, 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 little lying bags. And I'll tell you why. Dry Creek Vineyard. In 1972, winery founder David Stair chose the term Fume Blanc to describe his flagship white wine, a dry Sauvignon Blanc crafted in a Lori Valley style. The grapes for this vintage were harvested at night between August 14th and September 9th, 2015. Each lot was fermented separately in 100% stainless steel tanks and without the use of oak. Without the use of oak. Aging. This method allows us to preserve the vibrant citrus and steely mineral characters that have come to define this wine. So I wrote to that person on Vivino and I said, this wine was aged in stainless steel. Now, why did they think that Fume Blanc is aged in oak? Because this is off of a wine blog. One of my favorite stories in the marketing world of wine is that of Fume Blanc. In the late 1960s, Sauvignon Blanc suffered a negative reputation. It was too sweet or too grassy, poorly made, hard to pronounce, and generally avoided by many wine drinkers. About this time, the late great Robert Mondavi, that's debatable, had an opportunity to produce some promising Sauvignon Blanc. Though he knew it would be delicious, he also wanted to sell it, and labeling it as Sauvignon Blanc may not do the trick. Taking a cue from the Sauvignon Blanc saturated region of Palais-Fume in France, Mondavi labeled his wine Fume Blanc, and used that name for his SB, Sauvignon Blanc, which was dry, fermented, and aged in oak barrels. Since you've most likely seen a bottle of Fume Blanc, you probably know that this marketing decision paid off and easily accounts for Sauvignon Blanc's popularity today. Mondavi did not trademark the term, so other wineries jumped on the bandwagon, crafting Sauvignon Blanc in the same style and using the Fume Blanc term. These days, Sauvignon Blanc enjoys a stellar reputation and proudly displayed on labels in California, but many, particularly those established wineries with a few decades under their belt, still use the Fume Blanc moniker for their Sauvignon Blancs. What's the difference? Though there are plenty of exceptions, as there always are, Fume Blanc typically sees a bit of oak and displays rounder, richer, more melon-like flavors. Sauvignon Blanc aims to bring out the grassy and sharper citrus aromatics of varietal. The California wine industry owes much to Robert Mondavi, but the story of Fume Blanc remains one of my favorites to show this legend's bright mind and influence on California wine. It's spring, so pick up a bottle of Fume Blanc and toast the man who brought it to life. Whew. So, maybe that's why this semi-less than intelligent wine snob wannabe thinks that this is aged in oak, and that all Fume Blancs are aged in oak, because what I just read you says typically. Typically. Hence the word typically. Typically does not always mean every damn time. Typically means, well, most of the damn time, but not all the time. So, this is one of those non-typical wines that was aged in something other than oak, because it clearly says free from oak. So, I hope that person studies a little bit more before they start posting stuff that is untrue. Because saying that Fume Blanc is a name given to Sauvignon Blanc aged in oak is untrue, because this is not aged in oak. It's typically true, but you can't say, oh, well, I'm the president of the United States, and when the president does it, it's not illegal. So, anyway. Appellation, Sonoma County. Vineyard location, valley floor. I don't know what that means. Soil, sandy loam. Residual sugar, dry. Vintage, or vine age, 17 plus years. Blend, 100% Sauvignon Blanc. We already know that. Alcohol, 13.5% by volume. Dry Creek Vineyard and the sailing ship designs are trademarks of Dry Creek Valley Inc. Produced and bottled by Dry Creek Vineyard, Healdsburg, Sonoma County, USA. About $15 a bottle. Very, very clear. Guys, it almost looks like water, as mentioned in some other ones. Just slight little tint of yellow, obviously, because it is a white wine, but slight little tints of yellow, but nothing major. Big aromas of grapefruit, peach, green apple, lemon, lime. Very clean flavor. Very crisp on the nose. Just slight, I want to say slight straw, but nothing like some other Californias or New Zealand Sauvignon Blancs. Not a whole lot of grass, not a whole lot of straw, maybe just a slight little straw. Big citrus. Very crisp and clean smelling. Maybe just a touch of little like white flowers. All right. Okay. So it definitely does have a more softer, smoother, creamier texture. And it's not as full-blown citrusy as some Sauvignon Blancs out of New Zealand are, or even other Sauvignon Blancs out of California. It's very tame. You still are getting a nice lemon, but mild lemon flavor. A little hint of lime. Nice juicy grapefruit. Green apples are now starting to pop out, as well as a little bit of peach. like white peach. And there's a slight little pucker at the end. This is not like or whatever you would do to make your mouth go like that. But it's this nice, just tame little pucker at the end. Um, my favorite term I like to use, dancing on a tongue, just a slight little bit of nice fruit, just really lingering there, still lingering. Really, 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 really great, actually. Um, no, this is my first time actually having a wine labeling as Fume Blanc, even though it's a Sauvignon Blanc. It's my first time actually trying one that's labeling it as Fume Blanc. And like I said, I think why people might think it might be aged in oak, because like I said, it does give you sort of a soft, creamy texture, but I tend to feel that when things are aged in stainless steel, um, they tend to do that anyways, like an oak shard, and even other Sauvignon Blancs in general. This just definitely has, I think, a little bit more of that mineral characteristic, a little bit more minerality, a little bit more texture, soft texture, really sticks out. I think it even says, yeah, steely mineral characters. Um, just a little bit of that you, you get sort of, maybe not necessarily on your first sip, but on my, definitely that second sip, it really is starting to show a little bit of that steely minerality sort of now popping up at the end, along with those nice fruits still being left on the tongue. So, um, I'm going to give this, gosh, the finish is just so good. I think the only thing that I feel that this wine could really use is just a slight bit more oomph. I do like my Sauvignon Blancs to have a little bit oomph on them. I feel like this one's relatively tame, but I don't want to deduct a whole bunch of points for that, so I'm only going to deduct half a star and give this 4.5 out of 5. I'm Ryan, the Wine Guy, and as always, it's been great reviewing wine for you. And again, sorry about the shirt, not very professional looking, but I just got home from work, took my work shirt off, and this is what was left. So, see me in my true form when I like to drink wine when I don't review. Cheers.